Prayer for world peace. We have been reciting this prayer for many years. How did this begin? In 2004, every day I was looking for a property for our temple site. One day, a friend brought a list of builders and architects' names in this area. John Hartley's name was highlighted, but I was told that since he was very good, he was also very expensive. So with a cautious mind, I called him to see if he would help me build a Buddhist temple. Without knowing who I was or how much funding I had, he immediately said yes. Soon after, he began helping me search for land or a property with an existing house. From 100 sites I personally visited, more than 24 properties became candidates. John then visited all those places. Sometimes he crawled on the dusty houses on his back to inspect foundations. More often than not, he said, "This is not the right one because of the house structure. This is not the right one because of the location." I felt we might never find the right place for a temple site, but he encouraged me to patiently keep searching. After a while, I felt very sorry that I was taking up so much of his time. So I asked John if he had any deep wishes for which I could offer prayers. He paused for a moment, and with a concerned and pained expression, he said, "I really wish the war in Iraq would end, so there will be no more killing." At the time in 2004, there was news every day about the war in Iraq. When John expressed his wish for peace in Iraq and in the world, it was so sincere that it moved my heart. Since then, every Sunday, we have been reciting this prayer for world peace. Due to the sincerity of his wish, this prayer has become the prayer of our community. After a long search, in March 2005, Reverend Kim and I moved into the current temple residence, and we invited John for lunch as our first honored guest. As we did not have any proper utensils, it was with a plastic spoon and fork and a simple, humble meal that we expressed our gratitude. When he arrived at our door, we welcomed him with the palms together. He removed his shoes and held them together and bowed to us with a big smile and said, "Shoes together." Baby snake. While constructing the Dharma Hall, John took care of all the complicated permit processes with the town and county. He also encouraged us to bless every part of the construction journey. For example, when the huge metal roof beam was delivered with the big machinery, he arranged the moments for all of us to write down our wishes and blessings on the beam before the huge crane lifted it. In 2011, after our Sunday services, our temple friends would help sand our big pine pillars in the temple yard under John's guidance. It was not an easy job, but it was like a party when we all did this together. One day, during our break time, John called me over. "Wang Gong, I have a special gift for you. Close your eyes and hold out your hands." I did as he said. Then I found a baby snake in my hands. I screamed. Everyone laughed. When I recovered from the shock, I mischievously suggested that he try the same thing with our other Reverend sister. And he did. Reverend Il-tuk, who received his surprise gift, screamed her head off, dropped the snake, and ran. I was a little worried, but relieved that she did not pack her bags and go back to Korea. Altar stone. John passed away before seeing the completion of this Dharma hall, which he had been so instrumental in designing and building. I was really worried how we would complete the structure without him. John and I had spent many hours discussing stone material for our altar. I worried how to cut the big pieces of stone. At the stone supplier to which John had introduced to me, I asked about purchasing stones for the altar. The owner pulled out a paper and said, "John told me that you would be here. He left these specifications for your project, and we promised him a special contractor's rate for cutting and delivering the stone." I was so touched and grateful for John's foresight and for his continuing support even after his transition. John Hartley Memorial Bench. On the 100th day after his passing, John's family and friends came to the temple and sprinkled his ashes around his memorial stone bench in the temple courtyard. Our temple visitors and meditators love to sit on this bench. Each time we have a children's Dharma camp, John Hartley's memorial bench is a favorite hiding spot for treasure hunts. I know John loved children, and he must be happy with them around his bench. John Hartley is fondly remembered. Dear John, for the last 10 years, there have been many wonderful moments and events in our Dharma Hall space. We wish you are here to enjoy your legacy. If the concept of reincarnation is true, I often wonder if you may be somewhere nearby as a 10-year-old boy or girl, a sweet puppy or a baby snake. Please continue to smile upon us. We are one in this marvelous existence. Thank you, John, for being a founding father of our temple. May you be free. May you be happy.